The year 2020 was deemed to be the year of vision. Well, let's take a look. We started the year with the worst wildfires in decades in Australia, tension between the US and Iran, and then the drama of the impeachment and trial of the US president, and then Brexit. And that was just January. Since then, we've seen giant murder hornets, standing brooms, election glitches, unrest in the streets, and of course the one we know all too well, the trauma of COVID-19. I can't believe we stayed up to cheer the stroke of midnight to welcome the year of vision for all of this. Well, today's first reading from the prophet Jeremiah sounds like it could have been written for today's reality. The prophet is brought to tears by the sight of devastation. He walks into the field and he sees violence. One need not go very far from here to see the unrest and some of the violence in the streets and see people being treated unfairly. Jeremiah also sees hunger. Even those who live in comfortable lives are in want. In our day, there isn't anyone who has not been impacted in some way as a result of the pandemic. Some people respond differently to the realities of trauma in various ways. Out of frustration and anxiety, some blame themselves or society. Some fall into despair and lose trust. Jeremiah asks, "We've waited for you, Lord. Have you abandoned us? Are you punishing us?" Out of desperation, he asks God to remember his covenant with us. But here I wonder if he might have just realized that it's not God who needs reminding. We do. To get through all of this, to make it through 1 month at a time, might it be helpful to remind ourselves that God has not and will not abandon us. So too shall we not abandon God. Of course, we cannot ignore what's going on in the world. We eagerly await science to find a cure for the vaccine, politicians to trudge along governing, and we watch the market's ups and downs as it continuously tries to balance itself out. But don't let that distract you. Stay focused, for our trust is in God. We want to and need to have clear vision for a directionless year. There's a lot of good going on, but the weeds of frustration, overwhelmingness, confusion will be there too. This year is not over. 2020 is still the year of vision, and vision is all about clarity. So don't lose hope, Jesus tells us. Stay focused, and don't worry about those weeds. Let God take care of that. Our vision is 2020 when we stay focused on God.